motorsport is certainly alive and well in New Zealand. And recently, our mate Hamish Kofoed invited us along to the Bruce McLaren Park in Taupo to learn all about the Trefeo series and watch him race for the very first time. While we were there, we met one of the rising stars in motorsport and her family and chatted to some of the characters that make up the wonderful community of motorsport in New Zealand.
So we've got 4 classes. They range in, Trefeo is basically a road-going vehicle. You're allowed race tyres, better brake fluid, a roll cage, you have all the safety gear, but the Trefeo class is like the entry level. It's the best for fun factor, and they get progressively more powerful and more worked out. You've got Veloce, GT Junior and GTA. Qualifying is the most important thing. You've got to heat everything up. They don't realise qualifying is where you end up on the grid. And you know, even though you've got a slower car, it still takes a faster car half a lap to pass. You know, racing is every corner you've got to remember to do it right. And that's the fun factor.
This is our mate Hamish.
We're here with Hamish Kofoed, and he's about to be getting out on the track very, very soon. You can hear a car starting up in the background there.
Starting from dead last today.
Starting at dead last, but
Lucky last.
But that can change just in a matter of seconds, can't it?
Exactly. Glow Peril Bumblebee 2, whatever you want to call it. It's my lucky colour. And it's going to be a good day's racing. So they restrict your movement to about that much, but they're very, very great safety items. Yep. So that was after sort of 90s when, you know, lots of racing drivers were having some quite serious injuries. Even though I came last.
So that was your first actual real race?
First ever actual race. Yeah.
That's good.
What do you think,
Incredible.
Charlotte?
Congratulations, man.
So when I was 8, I started go-karting through my dad. When I was about 3 years old, I believe, he was racing karts, and I just wanted to be like Dad. And a lot of my family is also from both my mum's side and my dad's side were involved before I was born as well, so it's kind of in the blood. But yeah, I started karts when I was 8, and I've been racing. I raced karts up until 2019, and then I jumped in one of these in the end of 2019 and did a few rounds in 2020. And then I did my first full season, the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, and I won my class. I won the Star Car class, and I won Star Cars overall outright, and then I got third for the championship. Second for the championship for GT4, because I run in GTR and Z, and they run GT1 through to GT4. Yeah, I think when I was 6, I went for a test run in a go-kart, and I wasn't quite sure then. And then when I was 8, I jumped in a go-kart again, and then I jumped in a quarter midget, which is a speedway car for kids, and basically decided if I wanted one or the other. For me, if there was someone that wanted to get in the car and was especially women that were a bit worried about being beaten around by the boys and stuff, when my helmet goes on, I'm one of the boys, so I don't get looked at any different. One of my best friends, who I've been friends with since we were 3, has got diagnosed with epilepsy when we were 6. So she's we went over to her house one day and I had a helmet design, and I said, I don't want to be like everyone else, I want my own helmet design. So she designed my first one for my go-kart, and then when I went to cars I had to get another helmet, and she designed this one as well. One of my younger cousins was born with a heart defect, so she's like quite close to me as well, so that's why I've got Heart Kids on there as well.
So I'm the clerk of the course for the superkart racing. 50 karts. We do about 7 races a year, all on the circuit. Captain Downs, Taupo and Manfield.
I've raced. I started racing at 15 and was a bit backwards to everyone else. Started in Speedway. Bought my first car when I was 15. Raced through Speedway. Ended up with a bit of a back injury, and then from that moved into cars, and then went from a bit of club racing and into karts when the girls came along and the mortgage came along. Yeah, like there's not a lot of professional drivers out there that wouldn't have been in a kart at some point in their life. That's the coolest thing, you know, like you travel with groups of people, and it's a lot of families, brothers and sisters, a lot of brothers and sisters that don't race, but they're there supporting their brother or sister that is racing.
Thanks to Hamish for inviting us along, and keep an eye out for the next step in his exciting motorsport adventure.